Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the start of another RSC season. This time for season 25. We are starting with two matches on a Sunday night with a new stream schedule. And I am Taco, as always. Joining me is MD, producing is Russ. How are you doing tonight, MD?
Doing fantastic. Great to be back for another good season of RSC. Starting with a contender matchup, I believe, and then we're going to be moving into a rival matchup. So, man, of course, we're starting the season out strong with contender. Contender just coming out right out of the gate. Good to see the tier back. It has been a couple seasons since we've seen it, so I'm really excited to see how this is going to play out.
I am also very excited for the return of Contender. It's been a few seasons. Of course, with all the increased signups and attention we got this offseason, we were able to expand from 8 tiers back to 9 tiers, how it was before. Fun fact: I am actually the reigning Contender champion, or sorry, MVP, which will no longer stand
Boo! No
after
one
this
cares.
season.
Boo!
I know, boo. But anyways, for these teams in this season, we have Gallery Guild from the Art Club versus Surprise from the Elements. And yeah, so we have no player stats, no team stats obviously. This is literally the first game of the RSC season. In fact, there's been no one who's played off stream either. So this is literally the first game of the season.
First game of the season. Good to see. We do have a lot of returning players for this season though. In the Gallery Guild, we have Salty Num Num, who was a season 24 prospect, who was in season 24 was prospect with a 36 SBV. Lil DizNick coming in as a DE was a season 24 amateur perm FA. Did play in amateur in season 21, but hasn't played since then. So nice to see that he got drafted up to here. And just some names that people are familiar with. I think we got mostly DEs on the lineup right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of different DEs and FAs scattered across these teams. For the Gallery Guild, yeah, Salty, DizNick, XerNaut, and Rap. Elements is Shraggaholic, XerNerdyGamer, Trios, and Birdturd. A few names I recognize, so I think there's a lot of quite long-term members across these teams, but making new teams amongst themselves, of course, no one last season played in Contender, so you'd expect there's a lot of new formations of teams because all their teams have been separated and spread across different tiers, so you don't really have teams to base it off. So everyone's essentially starting from a fresh slate.
A nice fresh start for everybody, and I do believe we already have all the teams in here, if I'm seeing that correctly. So whenever the teams are ready to go, we can go ahead and get this started. Do believe we have predictions running, of course. So go ahead and get your gambles going. Who do you think is going to take this very first game as we get started, as we get underway for season 25 of RSC? And this is huge season because I believe this is the biggest, most signups we've had in a long time. I do not remember the exact number. I'm sure somebody will whisper that to me in my ear or something like that. But I think we eclipsed over 1,000 at one point.
Yeah, I think we're just shy of 1,000 as the final number, but a really good number of signups, and I think we should be just about ready to go. As I'll tell the players, they are good to join the lobby, um, and we'll see how this season starts off. Once again, the return of the contender tier. For those new, this is the second lowest tier, just above the amateur tier. And we'll see how these players can adjust to the new season, the new tier, and a completely new experience.
I was just about to start typing at them again. They were taking their sweet time, I guess trying to ice each other as the countdown is on and we are underway for season 25 of RSC. Starting off the bat here with Surprise having possession of the ball. Trios is going to take possession in the midfield. Gets an early pop, just going to drop it right over the entire defense. Trios will get the game started.
Yeah, that's a way to start. Rap, unfortunately, side flips as he tries to go up in the air, and Trios is going to get a free shot because of it. So a quick start to the season, and Surprise take the early lead.
Oh, what a kickoff from Trios, and immediately Nerdy's able to put another one directly into the net. Surprise, they're starting off strong immediately.
I mean, that is as good of a start as you could have wanted if you're Surprise, and they've completely caught out Gallery Guild. In fact, only one player before that kickoff had touched the ball on Gallery Guild. Literally as quick of scores as you could want, but a quick return from Salty Num Num, and he finds the top right corner. We've got ourselves a back and forth start to this series.
Great placement to put in the upper 90 there, upper right hand corner. Salty Num Num able to find a way to put in the back of the net. It looked like everybody on Surprise had committed on the ball there, so spicy triple commit to start off the season. As we are only 30 seconds into this game and already got 3 goals scored, so these guys must have been really excited to play tonight. As we get another shot on target. Can anybody save it? No, Rap is gonna get it through the defense, and we are suddenly tied up.
Well, you can't ask for more goals to start the season. 40 seconds, 10 seconds per goal. No defense being played. They might have had an agreement that they're just like, hey, what's the problem? We'll just not defend our net. But both of these teams, high octane offense showing up here, and we might get a 5th goal. Birdturd tries to go for a low 50, unable to succeed. Rap has boost, plays it off the sidewall, gets challenged by Nerdy, but it's banged away by XerNaut. This could be a miss on the backboard, cleared away by Birdturd, and Rap will get bumped off the ball, and now Trios looking to make it play, gets it over one. XerNaut misses, Nerdy across goal, but it's cleared away to safety by Rap.
Bird has possession, starting to slow it down, looking for a teammate, tries to get it to Trios. Trios with a shot, but it's going to go off to the side. Trios is going to try to rush back down onto this ball, unable to get a touch as it gets cleared away. Birdturd is able to get it back into the middle, but Rap gets it set up and clears it out. Now the ball just kind of bouncing midfield. Trios and Rap both committing. There's another commit there from, I believe that was Salty. Salty unable to make the touch. XerNaut is there. Puts it off the wall. There's Bird. Looking for a second touch. Manages to pop it over one. Unable to get a second touch. Leaves it for Trios. Trios with the 50. Rap is able to clear it away. Unfortunate touch as the shot could have came out, but nobody was able to put it in the back of the net.
Birdturd's going to take it up in the air, look for the double tap off his own pass. It's popped up in the air by XerNaut. Rap gets a 50 on NerdyGamer. Salty's going to take his time. He knows he's last back. Gets challenged by Trios. Birdturd's up so early, gets the air before anyone could react, and he finds the top part of the net. Salty gets a challenge by Trios in the corner. XerNaut's not able to outspeed Birdturd to the ball, and Surprise have another lead.
XerNaut was trying to get back in time, but was unable to. That was Rap. Trying to get back in time, was just a little too far out, unable to keep the lead from changing, and now the ball goes right back into the center. A pass from Birdturd to Trios, and Trios puts it just underneath the crossbar, and Surprise is a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, a bunch of passes, a bunch of shots. Birdturd even offering interference there off his own pass, and Trio slots it away. Surprise have brought the offense, and now are kind of starting to hold on defense. I say that, but a fake kickoff from both teams leads to almost an open net for Rap. He's unable to make enough of a impact on that play, though. Birdturd going down. Birdturd looking to get a favorable 50, unable to make it happen. And NerdyGamer trying to keep the offense going. Trios misses the ball. Salty will clear. Rap's got space. He's faking for his teammate. Clears off the wall. And Birdturd probably is just going to bang this downfield. A demo is attempted. XerNaut's the last back, and it's cleared away by Rap.
Long booming clear from Gallery Guild. Trying to get set up, but nobody was there to take advantage of the ball. Salty is low on boost, has to get a touch. Birdturd is going to pop this up, unable to get the double tap. Trios was there, but unable to make a touch as Nerdy is going to finally put this back into the corner. Here comes Birdturd in. gonna roll over the backboard as it gets cleared away by XerNaut. Trio's trying to make a touch. Rap is there to interrupt. Salty pops this up, low on boost. Can Salty do anything with the ball? Gets the corner, but unable to make a touch on the ball. Nerdy's gonna take possession, but immediately gets challenged by XerNaut.
A long clear by Bird Turd. Salty's challenged. He does get a good touch. Rap is covering the backboard. And Rap is unable to get it around NerdyGamer. Nerdy's getting interference from a teammate and an own goal from Salty as he could not break in time. He had to put on the brakes quickly. Unfortunately, it was right into his nose.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. I know they're going to want that one back. They're starting to make some type of progress. They were getting a little bit of pressure, but now they just put themselves into a deeper hole with that one. Gallery Guild have got to find a way to stem the flow, but right now surprises are all over them. They have complete control of this game.
Rap's gonna back pass it to his teammate, but look at the physical play from Surprise. They have one man hunting downfield almost all the time. Salty gets a double touch, tries to lay it off for Rap, who 50s it to the mid, but where's XerNaut? He's not close enough. Unfortunately, Salty's gonna clear it back down. Trios has to go up in the air, gets a good touch forward. XerNaut will play it short, try and follow up on it, but again, there's not enough connectivity between the teammates as we see a team pinch attempt and off the mark, but just barely. Oh, and that's just in.
Bird, where did Bird even come from here? Trios is going to put this off the sidewall. Bird comes flying in, manages to punch it over the defense and finds the back of the net. Nobody else was home. Surprise will take the 4-goal lead with 20 seconds to go. That is absolutely the dagger. Gallery Guild are going to have to look towards game 2 to try to figure out what they need to do here.
And yeah, force 10 seconds and a 4-goal lead. It's definitely they're not coming back for this. So at this point, it's talk it over. What do you need to do? Go next. That's why you play. There's a 4-game set, so they still got 3 games to turn this around. Still either win the series or get a draw. They're not out of this, even if it was a little bit of a rough game 1.
Oh, what a start to the season for Surprise, and what a start in general with so much offense from both sides. I mean, Surprise putting up, let's see. So Surprise put up technically more than 8 shots, but Nerdy did not get credited for any shots, just put 2 in off of some nasty touches, and Gallery Guild were able to put in a couple of their own, but the extended pressure that Surprise had from being downfield bumping and demoing, just interrupting anything that they could to keep Gallery Guild awkward, was just made things very hard for them. So I'm very excited. Right now, Surprise is playing great Rocket League. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing from them so far.
Yeah, they're playing really good Rocket League, and the 2 goals on 0 shots, infinite shooting percentage. You know, undefined. I think you need to defend a little bit better than that, because when your opponents are shooting infinite % from the field, it's going to be rough to deal with.
Oh, absolutely. Infinite percentage is insane to really think about. We do have so just based off of what you're seeing already. I mean, obviously, Surprise seem like they're the Surprise do seem like they're the, I guess, the better team offensively. At least it seems like they're better at passing between each other and making sure that everything is at least staying relatively close. Whereas Gallery Guild are playing a little bit more boomer ball. So are you hoping that Gallery Guild tried to keep the ball a little bit closer, maybe look for some bumps, or maybe they just stick with this play style and hope it works out?
I think infield passes probably. I know it's probably more rare in these tiers. You'll see a lot of teams very risk averse the lower you go in RSC that just want to bang the ball downfield, which is good. But first, you need to create space to bang the ball downfield. As one of the players joins back, we had a momentary DC, but it looks like everyone should be good to go. And we are just about ready to start game 2. Surprise, a dominant game one after a chaotic first win it. Now Gallery Guild, it's up to them to come back from that.
Already starting off with some good pressure from Surprise. They did end up winning the kickoff, but they were a little bit on their own back foot for a little bit there as Rap will get this to the backboard. Looks for a demo, but unable to get anybody. Trios is there for the ball. XerNaut is up. Over to Salty. Salty unable to get by Trios. Rap will pop this ball up. Looking for a second touch. Can they get it back to defense? No. Bird manages to stay there and will clear the ball away. And now Surprise are on a counterattack.
Nerdy's going to pop that up to XerNaut. XerNaut's on the back wall. Unable to carry it off the back wall. Nerdy's going to fire to the near post. A double commit. Salty's going to stay on it, though. Trios bangs it against the wall. Rap's a little bit awkward. He'll eventually get control of his card to bang it downfield. And Rap is going to take out a player. Nerdy's going to clear it away and try and cross the frame of goal, but he had no teammates available.
Oh, what a shot from Xer there. Nerdy is able to clear it out. Ball still dangerously in front of Surprise's net. Trios is just driving backwards, trying to keep the ball out. Bird's going to pass this down to Nerdy. He's going to bang it upfield, finally relieve the pressure, and try to start a counterattack here. Nerdy looking for a bump, unable to find anybody. His two players jump. There goes Trios up for the ball. It's going to go off the backboard. It's a little bit too high. Nerdy able to get a clear, but unable to put it back on target. Rap has a chance to follow this up, gets bumped, but won the boost. There's XerNaut. Let's pass to the middle. Now, can anybody get there? No. Trios is going to beat everybody to the ball. Salty, last one back, has to try to maintain possession. Salty will manage to get this all the way off to the side. Leaves it for XerNaut. Trios gets a bump on his own teammate. XerNaut has to pass it to the middle. Is anybody there? No. It's going to get cleared away by Nerdy, who sends it off to Brad. Or Bird, excuse me. Brad? Bird? I'm going to call him Bird. That seems to be what is right.
Yeah, I believe it's Bird Turd. And long clear from Surprise. Bird Turd was going downfield to support his teammate, but the demo came out and relieved a little bit of pressure for Gallery Guild. Cleared away. XerNaut is going to hit that against the ground. Bird Turd is thought he had time to, but XerNaut did not rotate out of the play, stayed in the play. But there's no challenge coming in. Bird Turd clears it long. XerNaut is going to clear it back. Huge demo comes out. Nerdy's got to be really careful here. Banged across the wall, but that's a bit too high for Rap to deal with.
Now Surprise back on offense here. Trio's going to try to put this back across field. Nerdy is last one back. Trying to track this ball down. Has to be one, but Salty comes flying in. He'll put it into the back of the net. Gallery Guild will take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, Gallery Guild, it's been a much more defensive style of game. They're not allowing the shooting pressure they were in the first game, so they're allowed the structure that they want to play at, and that's going to waterfall down. Can XerNaut read it? No, it's just off the post and unable to find a scoring angle. Pops out to midfield. Up in the air goes XerNaut, and he's unable to win the ball cleanly.
Bird has possession of the ball now. Passes it to the backboard. Is anybody there? Oh, just barely missing is Trios. Rap will take possession. Has to get it by Nerdy and does. Bird is there. Loses the 50. Looking for a demo now is Rap. Rap gets the demo. Can anybody get it on target? No, it's going to go over and hit the crossbar. Salty has to try to get a 50, but it's going to fall in front of the net. Can Trios get there? What a save from XerNaut. And somehow Gallery Guild stands tall with their defense. That was another shooting opportunity, but man, Surprise are unable to find the back of the net right now.
It's complete scramble drill. It's chaos back there, but they're holding our Gallery Guild. Salty's going to clear long. XerNaut's going to go up in the air. He's going to try and play control, get a favorable 50, gets a bump instead. Unfortunately for them, Trios does get his own boost. XerNaut back passes. Salty's going to get a shooting chance. He puts wide. And Bird Turd takes control, but Salty's staying in the play. Gets a 50. Rap is up in the air. XerNaut is playing third, but he's aggressively challenging. Rap is turning back in. They are just not letting Surprise have any space. Now they're going to get a chance. Bird Turd is waiting backfield. Trios tried to get a bump. Rap is playing it. Nerdy off the wall. Can they get this on target? Bird Turd is able to clear it away to safety.
This is a completely different game that we're seeing out at Gallery Guild. They are challenging everything that they possibly can. Another shooting opportunity comes out from Salty, unable to put it on target. It looks like Trios is able to clear that out. Bird is up in the air, gets it downfield, but unable to put it on target. Time is winding down for Surprise if they want to get back into this game. 3 seconds to go. Rap, what a touch. It's almost on target. That would have been insane if you managed to psycho that in. This ball is going to hit the ground now as Gallery Guild rally back and take the win in game number 2.
Well, it's certainly a turnaround from Gallery Guild, a very different style of game. Not as many shots. It went from a shootout in the opening minutes to now a bit of a defensive game, a 1-0, where they controlled the pace of the game, only let Surprise have 3 shots, and certainly looked to be more successful for it. Salty took the 1 chance he got, which was a little bit of a half chance, but he snuck it into the near post, and that was the difference in the game.
You got to take any opportunity that you can get, and Salty made sure that Surprise paid for it by getting that shot on target, and then they just hunkered down and played some incredible midfield defense. They were all over the field. That was very impressive from them as well. Surprise, they had their chances, they just were unable to convert, and you just gotta wonder now, looking at how this game went, if Surprise, as this is gonna be a bit of a pun, but if Surprise were a little surprised by how different the game went. I mean, obviously they were stronger in game number 1, and you would think that maybe that trend would kind of continue, but anything can happen in this game, as we all know, so only time will tell how this series is going to turn out.
Well, here we go. Game 3. Reset, 5 minutes on the clock. Both teams 1-1 in the series. Even matchup. Now from here, Bertrand and Trios are up. Bertrand hits it off the target. Can Rap get it away? No, he gets it away.
Oh, no!
It's an own goal from Nerdy as he was flipping back, but he couldn't stop himself from hitting into the ball as Rap somehow gets the pre-flip touch from Nerdy to go his way.
Oh, that is not how you want to start the game off. Surprise are already starting out with a deficit. Rap will take that every single time if he can. That was a great 50 from Trios, and Salty just happened to be there, slows the play down. Bird Turd has no boost, trying to make something happen. Trios to the middle, but it's right at XerNaut. XerNaut's going to pop this over 1, unable to get it by Nerdy. Trios can turn, able to get the 50, but is unable to win it cleanly as Rap will clear this away. Surprise are trying to set up shop a little bit here. It's a pass over to Trios. Trios with a shot on target, but Salty is already there. Bird Turd waiting in the middle. Pops it up, looking for the backboard, looking for the double. Can they get it? No, it's off the target. Salty is able to clear this away, but it goes right back to Nerdy. Trios looking for a bump, but Rap is able to avoid it.
That one's going to be very awful to deal with. Trios gets a really good touch, and Bird Turd is unfortunate not to get it over the defense there. That one's going to come out middle. Really good play by XerNaut, who calls off his teammate. Salty is going to be beat to this by Bird Turd. Rap is going to clear it away. He's going to look to follow it up, but he doesn't have much boost, so he's just faking out Nerdy, and it works to perfection as XerNaut does come into the play before they are able to react. Salty is going to bang it long. Off the post, the demo comes out. Nerdy has to get a good touch. Rap is going to play it, and Salty looks to clear it past the back post, and it's just narrowly wide.
XerNaut to the middle, but Nerdy's going to be able to clear this away. Bird Turd low on boost, but able to get into the corner. Looking for a follow-up touch. Unable to get it, Bud does steal the boost. Rap is low. Trios is going to be able to easily touch this. XerNaut gets a clear. Barely got to that ball. Nerdy's going to try to get a touch, gets it to the middle. Bird decides against it, does not commit. Will touch this to the middle. Unfortunately, Salty is there. Trios was had already set up shop in net and was able to clear it away. Rap leaves it for a teammate. NerdyGamer almost getting faked out here. Bird Turd has plenty of boost, avoids Salty, pops it over 1. Rap is able to clear it away. Great defensive stand from Gallery Guild as this game continues underway.
XerNaut's gonna clear long. Birdturd's gonna get it, but a good boost steal. Salty's waiting back. He knows he's the last back, so he plays patient, does well. Now he's gonna go off the wall and try and get a 50, but Rap also dives in. XerNaut has to be careful. He has to win this touch. He does. That's a bad touch from Nerdy there. It goes, unfortunately, to the wall, but now they're gonna get a breakaway, a 2-on-1. That they are unable to capitalize on. Nerdy's still up. He fakes it. Birdturd tries to get a shooting angle. Trios comes in. They're all upfield. They got to be really careful. There's almost no one back. And luckily, they're able to get back in time.
I am loving how patient Gallery Guild is playing against Surprise right now. They're playing so composed in the net. They're not allowing very many easy chances. That's a great demo coming out from Birdturd, but Nerdy is unable to put it on. Salty somehow manages to get back and will clear this ball away.
Gallery Guild putting on a masterclass of defense, as that one was a whiff and nearly was a goal for Gallery Guild. Birdturd's going to get a free shooting chance. Goes for the double, unable to make a good enough contact. Salty and XerNaut are clearing it. As Rap, he knows he has to get a good touch here. Bangs it long. Trios has to get a good touch. He does, and that's a really good clear for a Contender player.
That was good patience from Salty. Forced somebody to challenge him. XerNaut comes in, is able to get it over Birdturd, but this ball's just kind of not seeing the back of anybody's net right now. It's been a good defensive game on both sides, particularly from Gallery Guild, as they already have they already have 7 saves apiece. There's been great pressure from Surprise, but they have not been able to find the back of the net as Gallery Guild find a way to keep clearing this ball away.
And now they're looking for demos, are Surprise. They have to get inventive somehow because they are not breaking past this brick wall of a defense, as they are just so patient. They're waiting their time. Here could be a chance. Birdturd looks to go for it, but again, a great touch and clear away by Raph, who Salty's just sitting there. He's waiting for them to come to him. He knows he has the advantageous position, and they're just so frustrated that Surprise cannot break this defense down, and Gallery Guild are happy to give them the weak chances, and they don't know what to do with it. Another 1-0 win for Gallery Guild, and they all of a sudden have the lead in the series.
Man, Gallery Guild putting on a masterclass in defense. That is an insane amount of saves. 8 saves. 8 saves to 11 shots? Am I doing that math right?
12 shots.
No, I'm doing that math wrong. 12 shots. Good lord. That is Surprise were definitely had good offensive pressure, but they just were unable to find the back of the net. That is an impressive stat line coming out from Gallery Guild. Looks like we are going to be having a sub. Looks like Shraggaholic is going to be coming in. I'm not sure who he's going to be coming in for. But man, what a game from Gallery Guild.
Yeah, crazy game. MD, do you know how we went from a like literal shootout where there was 4 goals in 40 seconds, and now we have the greatest defensive masterclass of all time all of a sudden?
Welcome to the Contender tier. That's really all I can say. Contender always puts on a show. They especially since they are the first game of the season, they knew they had to show something, and Gallery Guild are already putting on a show, showing that they have fantastic defense, and maybe this change from Trios to Shraggaholic will do something for Surprise. We'll just have to wait and see as this 4th game gets underway. Will Gallery Guild be able to maintain this amount of defense, or will Surprise be able to finally break through the brick wall and get back on top of this game?
Well, Shraggaholic coming in for Trios is going to give them a little bit of a different look. And let's see if that helps them on offense. Shrag looking to hunt for demos already. And again, XerNaut is there. Salty has been the rock at the back. He just waits it out. He's waiting for them to give him the ball, essentially. And then he'll go. And he's taking people on. He's looking to pass it midfield. Shrag has to be careful. They have to communicate in the corner, or else that could have been really dangerous and spilled out mid. Salty makes a touch. Shrag is going to get it. Now they have to go, though. Someone has to challenge there, or else that could have been a really dangerous shot. The bump comes through. Rap is able to make a miraculous save on the top corner of the goal.
All right, so looking at, I just saw Salty's POV there. Salty was just kind of sitting in net, kind of letting his teammates do what they want. XerNaut will put a shot on target. It goes off the post. Here comes Salty. And now I think with Gallery Guild having this lead, I think now they're just going to set up shop in their net and hope that they can maintain the exact type of midfield and even their own defensive third dominance that they've been having.
Yep, now we're just going to see 10 men behind the ball, just sitting back, and prime Jose Mourinho ball, you know. We're going to get an absolute defensive masterclass where no one is actually going for shots. Though in Rocket League, usually if you play defensively, you're going to get burned. Because you need pressure on the ball. Usually players can make stuff happen when you get space. And so you can't play defensively for 15 straight minutes, or maybe you can if you're Gallery Guild. I'm apparently learning new things about this game every time I cast. And so far, though, Gallery Guild are holding. Here could be a really good shooting chance. They're again hunting demos, but these aren't successful. Salty sees it wide of the post.
Salty low on boost, takes a good 50 as it's going to pop up. Shrag has to get a touch, is going to be back towards a teammate. Nerdy just has to collect this ball, is able to win the 50 pass. Rap does get bumped. XerNaut is up, unable to get it by Birdturd, as Birdturd will send this all the way downfield. Bird looking for a pass to the middle. That's a great touch from Rap, but it's going to fall in front of the net. Somebody has to get back, and finally, Surprise manages to break through, and will finally get a goal after, oh my, how many minutes of Rocket League? Like 18,
yeah,
13 minutes of Rocket League?
I'm pretty sure it's like over 12 or 13 minutes. It's been a long drought, but the long drought is finally over. You got some showers coming in, some rain coming in, and some goals starting to pour in, and there's some good signs for surprise here. Birdturd is coming out of the net for a squishy bump, or some sort of unique way to disrupt the defense. Though on the other end, we could get a scoring chance for Gallery Guild. Unable to do so. Salty gives the ball away. Birdturd's coming in. That one's off the post. He looks for the tight angle double. Not able to make it work. And this one's pinballing around the field. Rap's going to take his time. He doesn't have boost, but he gets a good clear anyways. Shrag is playing it. Nerdy is looking to bump. Again, the bumps are they're going for them, but they're not successful so far. They're not going for them at the right time just yet, but maybe that could change. Rap plays it off the ceiling. Clears it long. Does Nerdy. Birdturd's going to flip it mid. Rap has to backflip and flicks it way high in the air. Salty's got a breakaway. Can he get back to it? No, Birdturd is just able to get there. That one is just wide of the post. XerNaut's shot is just over the bar again. And how is this game still 1-1? I just want to know.
Oh man, this has been a little bit of a back and forth as we continue along. XerNaut looking for another opportunity, unable to get the double tap. Bird is able to clear this away. Nerdy is there looking down the middle. Rap is able to get a 50. Ball bounces into the corner. Is anybody there? Shrag is. Pops it over one. Birdturd has to go, unable to get it by. Somebody just has to touch this ball. Nerdy and XerNaut come together in the midfield. Falls right to Bird. Bird has a wide open net, just needs to turn this ball on. Rap is able to shut it down as Shrag and Nerdy come together. Nerdy with the 50 into the midfield. Zer pops it over one, trying to get it over the defense now. Can he get a second touch? No. Shrag is there. Rap with a shot on target. Can Birdturd get back? No. Rap puts it bottom right and is able to put his team back on top.
I wanted to know why the net was wide open. It's because Birdturd went for boost, and the net and the ball came to midfield right when he got to the corner boost. So that was a very bad timing for the boost grab, and it ended up punishing Surprise. XerNaut is going to fake out Nerdy. Is that just going to go all in? Yes, finally it's finished off by Rap.
Oh, and what poor timing for Surprise. Somebody had to get that ball. Birdturn was trying to get there, but Rap is able to get one more touch, put his team on top with 2 goals, 20 seconds to go. There's still a chance, but Surprise have to score quickly.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance. We've seen quicker comebacks than this in RSC before. 10 seconds though. This has to be it. Then they're bumping each other. That's gonna do it. Long clear. It should be one for the road. XerNaut finishes it and caps off a wonderful series for the Gallery Guild.
They managed to hold Surprise to 13 minutes of a drought, just no goals whatsoever, and then they turned it up in the last few minutes of game number 4 and managed to get a 3-goal win. And Gallery Guild will take the match 3-1. An absolute great game from them. That was incredible to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, what a great game. For Gallery Guild. It looked dire. I thought we were gonna start to get surprised running away with this one. Um but they just completely turned the series around after game 1 where they suddenly became a really good defensive team. They had always had someone back. They knew when the other team was giving the ball away to them essentially, and they went when they needed to. And so they did enough, and then in the final game they got the goals when they overcommitted, and it was just a masterclass.
Yeah, that was a great defensive game from from Gallery Guild. And Surprise, they also had really good offense overall. I mean, yes, they did end up losing this series, but they were connecting anytime they moved down the field looking for each other. So very very bright season looking forward for that team. Take the loss tonight, but that is okay. There's 14 match days, because we don't do 16 match days anymore, do we? We only do 15 now.
It depends on the tier. I think contender is probably like 14 or something. That sounds about right. Some of the
Okay.
larger tiers, the middle tiers go like longer. So, but 14 sounds about right. MD, who is your MVP of the series, really quickly?
Oh boy, I mean my MVP would have to go to Salty. I mean, just defensively, Salty was extremely solid. I loved everything that he was doing. Just being very patient and composed, and even I believe picked up a savior medal in game number 2 or game number 3.
Yep. Yeah, Salty was a really good defensive team this game. I did get confirmation. There are 14 stream matches, but 15 match days for contender in total. Um, Speaking of that, a new feature we added in the playoffs last season. We are bringing back interviews, and so for the interview, we have Lil DizNick waiting, who didn't play in this series, but I'm sure was providing all the work behind the scene. Lil DizNick, welcome. How does it feel to have your team come out victorious of the first match night?
Well, man, I tell you what, I had to hurry up and get my legs shaved so I could put on that cheerleading skirt. And as soon as Salty started getting all those, all those saves and all that, I think I got a splinter on my butt from the bench. But I tell you what, man, it's good. It's good watching them just do good and play some solid Rocket League out there.
I
Yeah,
have to
absolutely.
ask. Oh, sorry, Taco. No, I had to ask. What was y'all's preparation like going into this? Because I know preseason is all done and dusted. We're finally into the season. I mean, were you guys doing replay review over the course of the preseason, or just playing a lot together?
It's been a bunch of like we did a replay review after, especially the first match that we had, and really it's been just kind of trying to find the lineup that works the best is trying different teams or players together and stuff like that, to put together the best team. And obviously I'm not the one, so.
Well, with the the new tier, you had a lot of new teams formed through the draft, through free agents. How kind of was your team formed, and how was like the preseason process of like cutting down to 4?
Really, the preseason process. I mean, I'm not really sure, to be honest, with how the cutting down process happened. Um, but I know I think we've got a really solid team here, and I think that Irish did a great job of putting us together a team that I think is going to have a real shot at doing something good this season, and maybe even put some cups next to our names.
That's always the end goal. Love
Absolutely.
seeing those cups to the end of your name.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to
Yeah.
give a shout out to anybody in particular before we move on to the next game, because we do have another game coming up here very quickly.
I just want to shout out my teammates, man. They played solid and played great together tonight. And despite having a rough first game, they really pulled it together and kicked some real butt those last 3. So good games, guys. Proud of you, and hope to see y'all in the next one.
Taco, do you have anything else for him?
Nope, but thank you. Congrats on the win, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that is going to do it for this match. We are going to have a quick break, and when we come back after the break, we will have a rival matchup coming your way.